This story, it's about Jouanah, a Hmong Cinderella, adapted by Jewel Reinhardt Coburn with Chetsa Chorta Lee, illustrated by Anne Sibley O'Brien. In a sun-splashed clearing, high in the mountains of the ancient homeland of the Hmong, there lived a farmer, his wife, and their daughter, a kind and beautiful girl named Jouanah. "We will never have a good harvest without the help of a cow," fretted the farmer one day. So he and his wife set off to the market. To their surprise, they found only one cow for sale, and already another man has bought it. "We must have a cow to plow our fields and carry the grain," insisted the wife as they walked home. "Let me become a cow for a while to help bring in the crops." Without a word of protest, the husband took 3 vines and wound them 3 times around his wife's ankles, 3 times around her wrist, and 3 times around her head. In a flash of lightning and a clap of thunder, the wife became a cow. "Father, you bought a cow!" Jouanah ran out to greet them. "Where's Mother? She'll be pleased." "Jouanah, this cow is your mother." Shocked at what she heard, Jouanah cried out, "Mother, Mother, please come back." But the gentle cow, no longer hearing with the ears of a human, simply mooed. With the help of the cow, the farm prospered. But then, instead of changing the cow back to his wife, the farmer selfishly married another woman. He told the second wife, who had a daughter near the age of Jouanah, of his duty to care for the cow. The second wife was not happy. Worst of all, when she found out that the cow was really Jouanah's mother and was magically spinning rolls of silky thread around her horns for Jouanah, the second wife's heart began to burn within her. She stormed, "You're Jouanah, not my thing. We'll cut the wood, cook the meals, and keep this house clean from now on." To keep peace, Jouanah and her father worked from dawn till dark. "Husband," called the new wife one morning, "my life with you makes me so sick. I am going to die. Go to the giant dead tree at the forest's edge." She clutched her head as if it were throbbing with pain. "Its spirits will tell you how to help me." But no sooner had the husband set out than the scheming woman leaped up from her mat and dashed by a shortcut to the old tree. When the man reached the tree, he asked the powerful spirit for help. Pretending to be the tree spirit, the wife said, "You have a wise wife, my good man, but only one thing will help her. There is an evil spirit in those rolls of thread Jouanah brings home. Burn all the thread and your wife will be healed." Sadly, the farmer gathered the rolls of shimmering thread and threw them into the cooking fire. Yet, when roll after roll of secretly spun thread continued to appear in the house each day, the new wife knew she must take even stronger measures. "Husband," called the wife one morning, "I am so sick I will not live through the day. Return to the giant dead tree at the forest edge. Its spirits will tell you how to help me." And so again, the farmer went to the tree and asked its powerful spirit for help. Pretending to be the tree spirit, the wife said, "You have a wise wife, my good man, but only one thing can save her life. The good spirits of your ancestors demand the sacrifice of a cow. Kill the cow, and your wife will not die." On his way home, the husband gasped when he saw the gently cow already lying lifeless on the ground. She had died of a broken heart. Night after night, Jouanah and her father sat on a log near the place where they had buried the gentle cow. It was a very sad time. The despairing husband soon died, and the gentle Jouanah fell even more silent. As for her stepmother, she became more and more talkative. Later, when the new year arrived, the stepmother and her daughter wanted to be the very first to arrive at the village. Before they set out, the stepmother called to Jouanah. "Girl," she ordered, "see that the rice is clean and ready for dinner." Cruelly, the stepmother had stirred thousands of tiny pebbles into the basket of rice kernels. Obediently, Jouanah spent the first 2 days of the New Year celebration picking stones from the rice. Finally finished on the third day, Jouanah sat down to rest. Reaching for her mother's old sewing basket, she pulled out the piece of cowhide she had hidden deep inside. She pressed the soft hair to her cheek and closed her eyes. Dutifully, she reached for her sewing. Suddenly, there in the basket appeared a skirt and a blouse, and an apron embroidered with delicate needlework. Beneath them were a glorious headdress and 2 exquisite purses bordered with coins that jingled musically when she touched them. And what was that sparkling under the purses? Excitedly, Jouanah uncovered a wondrous silver necklace that shone brilliantly in the late afternoon sun. Jouanah slipped into the elegant clothes. They fit perfectly. Joyously, she twirled round and round, and the skirt opened wide in a circle of vibrant colors. She looked into the basket again. There, before her eyes, appeared a pair of dainty shoes. They seemed to dance to the sound of the music drifting from the village. Just then, Jouanah heard her mother's voice. "My daughter, put them on and hurry to the festival." Happy, Jouanah tucked the soft cowhide deep into her sewing basket and let her new shoes lead her down the path to the village clearing. She wondered if anyone might recognize her. "Who is that beautiful girl?" asked the young men at the festival. Grumbled the stepmother, seeing her beauty. But no one knew who the mysterious girl was. Even when Jouanah played catch in the ball toss game, no one recognized her. The shadows lengthened. The games were about to end when, at the edge of the clearing, a tall, handsome young man appeared. "There's Jouanah!" everyone exclaimed, honored to be joined by the son of the village elder. He was a fine young man of learning and wealth. Jouanah began to play his bamboo instrument. The gong made sweet, stirring sounds. The young man danced gracefully as he played. Jouanah watched, delighted by the music maker. Then their eyes met, and the melody encircled her like a tender embrace. The stepmother wanted the handsome young man to play for her daughter, but she not serenaded only to the beautiful girl. At this, the stepmother grabbed Dean by the arm and they went home. Jouanah knew that she must arrive home first to have the meal ready. In her haste, she stepped in a muddy puddle, kicked a rock, and off came one of her shoes. Jouanah dared not to stop, dared not to look back. She must rush home. The handsome Jouanah set off after her down the path. "Aha!" he exclaimed when he came upon the dainty shoe. He picked it up and wiped it clean. Then he vowed to himself that nothing would stop him from finding the mysterious, lovely girl whose tiny foot it fit. From village to village Jouanah searched. He went from house to house. Everyone heard of his search for the maiden whose shoe he had found. Eventually, he came to Jouanah's house. "This way, kind sir," beckoned the stepmother who had seen Jouanah coming. Then, in a loud whisper, the stepmother called, "Daughter, come!" But to her dismay, both girls appeared at once. "No, no, not you!" The stepmother tried to wave away the lovely Jouanah. "Please stay," insisted the young man. "Don't bother with her," protested the stepmother. Then she pushed her own daughter to the stool directly in front of Jouanah. But try as she may, Dean could not put the dainty shoes on her bulging foot. Jouanah then turned to Jouanah. In a glance, they both could see that the shoe would fit perfectly in her tiny foot. But fearing the stepmother's anger, Jouanah backed away. The stepmother, her mind still swirling with schemes to trap Jouanah for her own daughter, spoke up. "You will do our house honor if you would stay for dinner." tired from his long search, Jouanah agreed. The stepmother quickly devised yet another deceitful plan. But the young man saw what the stepmother had done and how sweetly Jouanah had endured the trick. Jouanah turned to Jouanah, quietly saying, "We could see better with more light. Where are the other lamps?" Jouanah led Jouanah from the table. At the doorway, their eyes met again. No need for words, their hearts touched. The village, they knew, would bless their love. Jouanah swept up her mother's sewing basket into her arms. Then, together, the two young people left for the home of Jouanah's parents. The stepmother and Dean stood in the doorway. Speechless, they watched the couple disappear into the purple shadows of the warm night. After the wedding, Jouanah and Jouanah set out for their new life. They made their way past the place where the gently cow was buried, past the giant dead tree, through the green rice paddy, and across the jungle clearing. At last, they crossed over the wide river to the fertile fields beyond. There, it is said, they lived long, happy lives, turning the sadness Jouanah had known into endless joy. As far as anyone knows, the stepmother and the lazy Dean are still standing at the door of the house, plotting and scheming, making endless misery for only themselves. The magic piece of soft cowhide is still safely hidden deep in the old sewing basket. Its spirit awaits the fair child of Jouanah and her loving husband, and it will be there even for the child of that child, and the child of that child, and on, as long as this story is told. The